one here, parentheses -2 squared, what would that equal? What does that become?
-2
Try again.
or +2,
It's -2 times -2.
which is +2.
You're multiplying though.
Multiply. Oh, +4.
Good. Now, do you see some symmetry here? Do you see how the 4 and the 4 are the same, the 1 and the 1 are the same?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And that's always the case in these quadratics. There's some symmetry there that we can take advantage of. So now I'm going to snip in the graph. We'll look at that. We'll look at
Wait, can
that
I ask you a
next.
quick question?
Of course, yeah.
Why are we skipping number 1?
We're making the table to do number 1. We're gonna like 2 should have come first. it's
all right.
It's one of those things where I mean I don't if I don't understand why it's this order, but anyway, so we're going to use this table.
Okay.
We're going to use this table here. Let me fix this. I don't know why I didn't put it in the other table. We're going to use this table. These are ordered pairs to graph. Okay. So the ordered pairs, the coordinates are x comma y. So this first one is -2, 4. That means to go from the origin, go left 2, and then up 4. The second
Same
order.
thing, go down. So from origin over
Yep.
-1, up 1.
Exactly.
And then 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 4.
You got it. Now the symmetry should be apparent here. See how this point on the left and this point on the right are symmetrical? Same with this one and the ones where my cursor's at. They're also symmetrical. Maybe. Yes, no.
Yes, it does.
Okay, so then you need to draw a nice smooth curve, between them, something kind of smooth. Something like that.
All right. So
that's it for 1 and 2.
All right.
All right, ready to move on to 3?
Yes.
All right, so what's a homework project? Why is this called a homework project?
I have no idea.
All right, well, here we go. Show all the steps to solve x squared plus 3x minus 40. Your instructor missed that you have to set this equal to 0. That's what you can solve. Okay, so this is how you start the problem. Now you look at this number on the right, this minus 40. So you're trying to find 2 numbers that multiply to minus 40. And I like to label them all. Like I'm gonna show them all here. -1 and 40, 1 and -40, -2 and 20, 2 and -20, -4 and 10, 4 and -10, -5 and 8, 5 and -8. Okay, so those are all the ones that multiply to 40. Now, is it clear why 1 is negative and 1 is positive?
Yes.
It's got to get back to -40. Now, one of these pairs will add up to +3. Can you look down this list and tell me which one adds up to +3?
-5 and 8.
That's right. So sometimes you circle them or you highlight them, whatever you need to do. But those are your answers. Okay. Oh, it says to highlight your factors in yellow. Well, hopefully that's. Let me just redo it.
I don't have any
Yeah.
highlighters.
Okay. So we go and write 2 binomials now. And you use those numbers, x minus 5, x plus 8, like you just said.
Equals 0.
So now you have to set each factor equal to 0. You set x minus 5 equal to 0 and x plus 8 equal to 0.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do you solve these?
Um, do you, no, you can't add them.
They're separate questions altogether.
I know.
So how do you isolate X? You wanna get X alone. You have to
You sub-
undo anything on the same.
You
Go ahead.
subtract X, you subtract it.
You never manipulate X. It's always whatever's near it,
Okay, so
whatever's.
you subtract -5 and subtract
So you
or
undo with,
add to it,
yeah, exactly. Very good.
and then subtract 8.
Very good. So these are your boxed in solutions.
So that's the answer.
That is the answer.
Okay, good.
Any steps here that you need more explanation on, or anything that feels unclear?
Nope, it's completely clear.
Okay.
All makes sense.
Are you excited for the Super Bowl?
Super Bowl. I'm not that much of a football guy. I like baseball better, but I
Okay.
guess I am. I could
Oh, you
watch.
don't you don't have to be. I mean, not everybody watches. I mean, that's
It's fine.
the Monday after the Super Bowl will be the same regardless of who wins, or it won't matter to us that don't
Mm.
watch, do or don't watch. Okay, so this is kind of a tough problem, I think, for most students, where you have to find the mistakes. So it's actually better to work out the problem again, but do it correctly.
Uh,
Okay, and we're gonna do that on the right here, and then we'll compare line by line. So I do agree that we should start by subtracting 12 from both sides. Okay, so does this match? Does this
yes.
match the line there? Yeah,
Yes.
we're in good shape so far. Okay. Now this is going to be different. In the previous problem, we factored. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to factor here. We got to factor this, find two numbers that multiply to -16, but add up to -6. Okay, so we're going to write -16 here. And it's kind of the same situation, -1 and 16, 1 and -16, -2 and 8, 2 and -8, 4 and -4. Do any of these add up to -6?
I think it's 2 and -8.
Yes. So we now factor the same way we did in the previous problem. We're going to write m plus 2, m minus 8.
Mm-hmm. So m plus 2, m minus 8.
Okay, so now this is where we're different. I mean, this is basically everything from this line down is wrong in this side. Okay. So we're going to keep going. What did we do in the previous problem after we got these two binomials? Do you remember?
What you did was you subtract 2 and add 8.
Right, but before you do that, you separate them. You make them into two
Okay.
separate equations. Okay, so you set them both equal to 0, and then you do exactly what you just said. So give me your final answers.
8 equals 0 minus 2 plus 8. So we have x equals +2, x equals -8. I mean,
Really close. You got some
you
sign
know,
errors.
+2, I mean, dang it. Okay, give me one second.
It's okay. Take your time.
-2, +8. Damn it.
Now, any chance you wrote it correctly and just said the wrong thing?
Yeah, I wrote it correctly.
Oh, good. I like that because, I'm not grading what you say. I'm grading what's written on the paper. That's fantastic. Okay. What's interesting is number 6 is exactly like what we just did. So we're going to do 6 next, and then we'll go back and do 5.
All right.
So it's exactly like this m squared stuff here that we just did. So let's take a look at 6. But you're
So- so
not solving, you're just factoring.
What about 5?
We're going to do 5. We're going to go back and do 5, but 6 is really close to 4.
Okay.
Because in 4 you had m squared minus 6m minus 16. The only thing different in this problem is the letter x.
Alright. I'll write that down.
Yep, I want you to work this out. Just basically just got to copy your notes from the previous problem. And it's just one line. I just want what's in parentheses here.
Okay. Right, equals 0, and then
Yeah, you're not solving, Aiden. You're not solving. You're just writing
I
what's
know.
okay.
So the options are -6, wait, -1, 16, 1, -16, -2, 8, 1, -8,
Two negative 8.
2, -8,
Good.
and 4, -4.
Good. Do any of these
And
add up to -6?
um, yes, it's -2, 8.
Right. So what goes in parentheses here?
So x minus 2, yes, and x plus 8.
Perfect. And that's it. You're done right there.
All right.
So we will sometimes do problems out of order because they make more sense for you, the student, to learn. Okay. So 5 here, it's just like the last one. Different numbers, obviously. You got to figure out what numbers multiply to 21 but add to 10.
All right. All right.
So I would do the same thing like you did in the previous problem. Make that list of problems that
Okay. So 1 and 21. I'm pretty sure that's the only factors. Other than, let me think. Can I look it up?
sure you can use whatever you need.
Oh, so it's 1 and 3. No, it's not 1 and 3.
3 and 7.
Oh yeah, 3 and 7. Man, the way they write the factors on the computers are confusing.
It's because a computer did it, and it's hard to know what a human actually wants to see.
They write it like 1, 3, 7, and 21, even though it means 1, 21, 3, and 7.
Right.
Confusing. Right. So yeah, it's 3 and 7.
Okay. So what goes in parentheses?
X plus 3, x plus 7.
Good. Very good. All right. So let's see what's next here. Another one of these find the mistakes. Do you want to do 7 and 8 or go to 10, go to 11 through 16, which are more similar, which are kind of different, but
Let's do 7 and 8,
okay. Sounds good.
and then do the rest for tomorrow.
Sounds good. Let's see what we can get through here. All right. So like I mentioned, it's really better to just work it out I would even tell you to cover up, like if this were a test, I would tell you to cover up what's on the left there. Because it's distracting, you end up like focusing too much on it. I know it's hard because it's on the screen, but nevertheless. Okay, so this one says to solve, like somewhere it should say to solve, and you want to get everything on one side of the equation. Okay, so you're gonna subtract 49 from both sides. So you get y squared minus 49 equals 0. Okay, now
Alright.
we're gonna write this in a new format. This is what's called difference of squares. Not even sure where to put the formula. So the formula for difference of squares is something squared minus something squared. Okay, so the first one is y. Y, when you square y, you get back to y squared. What number goes in parentheses such that when you square it, you back to,
49.
but you have to get back to 49. So what number squared is 49?
Oh,
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled.
what numbers?
Right, it's like 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9.
Squared is 49. What number squared is 49? 7.
Yeah. So you're supposed to know some of these squareds. Like
I
that's a
thought that
reason.
would, I thought it would be like 14.
So 14 is 2 times 7. I mean, it's a common answer. All right, now the formula for difference of squares is what I'm going to show you here on the left. It becomes a minus b, a plus b. So this what you have in parentheses, you're going to break apart into y minus 7, y plus 7. This is the difference of squares formula.
Alright,
So now what do you do now that you've broken this apart? We did this on an earlier problem. We did this on 3 and 4. What do we do now that we've got 2 factors equal to 0?
you add them.
Nope, let's go back and look. So what did we do?
Oh,
What did we do here?
oh, you broke them apart.
Exactly. So you're going to do the same thing in your problem. You're going to break these apart. Y minus 7 equals 0. Y plus 7 equals 0.
And then it's plus 7 minus 7.
Yes.
And that's y equals 7. Y equals negative 7.
Yeah. So what's the mistake? What's wrong with what's listed?
He forgot the negative.
Yeah, it should be plus. One of these should be plus, which makes one of those negative. It's a really small thing, but it is important here. All right, so for the next one here, I want you, this might be all we have time for, want you to factor this. This is for number 8.
Factor.
So you're trying to find 2 numbers that multiply to 18, but add to 11.
Alright.
Two numbers that multiply to 18, but add to 11.
Alright. 2 and 9. And 3 and 6.
Okay, so which add up to 11?
2 and 9.
Okay, so this becomes x plus 2 x plus 9. You set them both equal to 0. And x is -2 and x is -9.
All right. Yeah,
All
that's
right.
that's
Yep,
the answer.
that's the answer. Yep. So we will be stopping here.